Okay, in this lab, we will create some SSL profiles and we'll create some self-signed SSL certificates and we'll apply those to our virtual servers. So I have my Ubuntu server, my XP client, and my Big IP running currently. Okay, we're going to navigate to our SSL profiles. It is under System, and then File Management, and SSL Certificates. All right, we're going to create a new one. Okay, I'm going to call it Test Certificate. Okay, issuer is going to be self. Common name, www.test.com, and division, training. Organization, F5, networks. Locality is going to be Seattle, Washington, United States. You don't need your email for self-signed. All right, lifetime is going to be 1 year. I'm going to leave the subject alternative name blank. All right, the size, I'm just going to use 1024 and then click finished. Now I'm going to go to my local traffic, my profiles, and then SSL and client, and then I will create a new one. And I'm going to call this PR_client_SSL. Right, this is going to be a client SSL cert. In the configuration, I'm going to go under certificate, check the box for the custom, and then my test certificate. And then under keys, I'll also use the test certificate. Okay, and then we will click finished. All right, now we're going to create a virtual server. We'll create a new one. All right, this virtual server is going to be VS_SSL. Okay, and then the address is going to be 10.10.4.102. We're going to use port 443, and we're going to assign our profile. And this will be a client SSL profile. So down here, under the client profile, we'll do our PR client SSL. Going to add it. And we need to give it a resource of HTTP. Otherwise, it's going to ask for this after we try and apply the changes. And under resources, we're going to do an HTTP pool, which is right here under the default pool. And then we'll click finished. So now we can see that it's available and enabled. And we could test it by going and pointing our browser to https://10.10.4.102. And then we could see we're going to our HTTP pools. If we refresh this a few times, we'll see that persistence is still enabled as well. And so you'll notice that the client side is encrypted. We're using 443. And then the big IP, the LTM, is unencrypting our traffic and sending it to the server in plain text. Okay, so we're going to go back to our big IP. We're going to create another virtual server. So let's create. And this one I will call VS_CL_SER_. SSL. All right, the address is going to be 10.10.4.103, and we're going to use port 443. Okay, and then we also need to assign an HTTP profile. So we'll do that. We are going to assign our SSL profiles, and I'm going to use both client and server. So for the client, I will use the PR client SSL. And for the server, I'm going to use server insecure. And then we need to assign a default pool down here at the resources. So we're going to use the HTTPS pool. Okay, and then our default persistence is going to be the PR cookie. All right, we'll click finished. Okay, our pool is available. So we could go to our browser and we could go to 103, accept the certificate. All right, so now we're on server 1 using port 443. So let's refresh this a few times. And our persistence is, of course, keeping us on the same server. Okay, so far it's been pretty easy. So for the next lab, what we're actually going to do is we're going to restore our big IP back to the very first archive we created, which is going to be our base config. So we'll restore it back to this one. And to do that, you just click on and then you click restore. Before you do that, we need to create a backup. So for this is going to be big IP underscore labs 8.ucs. We'll go ahead and finish and click OK. All right, so now we're ready for the next lab. Okay, so the next lab is pretty easy. So we're just going to restore it back to our base config, and we're just going to test our knowledge as far as what we've learned so far. So what you'll want to do is create virtual servers and pools, some monitors, and of course some persistence profiles. So thanks for watching this lab, and let's get started on the next one to test your knowledge.